to all 10 schools. I applied to Emory, WashU, Columbia, Chicago, UT, Vanderbilt, Duke, Michigan, UVA, and Harvard, and got into every single one of them. Hi guys. So my name is Chisom, and I'm currently a 2L or second year here at Harvard Law School, and get ready with me. So I'm currently getting ready for Parody, which is a show that I'm very excited about that's put on by some of the law students here, and I won a free ticket through Balsa. But first, I just wanted to go down memory lane on how I got here in the first place. So I ended up graduating with a bachelor's in economics from Texas A&M in 3.5 years, summa cum laude. And at this point, I started actually doing research on the LSAT. I ended up taking the LSAT 3 times because I had absolutely no idea what I was doing. Three mistakes that I made was the first time I didn't take it seriously. The second time I was using way too many resources. And by the time I had gone into the third time, I think I was just burnt out. The time I took my LSAT, I scored in the 70 something, maybe mid 70 percentile. I can't remember exactly, but that was what I scored in. And I remember thinking, because I read it, I am not gonna get into UT. Okay, well, there's that. And I decided that I was going to take a gap year. So during my gap year, I took the LSAT again, and I ended up increasing 1 point. So for example, if I had made 132, I went up to 133. It was ridiculous. At this point, I was feeling very discouraged because it just seemed like I was always testing in the 90 something percentile at home consistently, and then I would go to take the exam and I just wouldn't get the score that I wanted. And that was what was the most frustrating, because it just, the way I was taking practice exams and the score that I was getting in person, I don't know if it was anxiety, if it was stress, I don't know what it was. It just was not translating over. So I extended my gap year and I decided to teach another year, which was not part of the plan. But I took the test, got my score back. I tested in the 80 something, like maybe between 80 to 84 percentile, I think is where I tested. And so at that point, I'd taken the LSAT 3 times. And I remember I was gonna sign up for a 4th LSAT without telling my family. And I don't know exactly what happened that I ended up telling my older brother that I was about to do that. And I literally was on the way to do that. And he point blank said no. And then we had a conversation about it as a family, and my family said, no, just go for it. You're too hung up on your score. You actually have a pretty good score and you have a great GPA. I was just so hung up on having everything perfect. Perfect GPA, perfect score, perfect experience. And then it would guarantee me a stress-free cycle. And that was what I was so hung up on. But after I heard my parents and my siblings kind of talk to me about it, I decided, you know what? They're right. Let me just go for it. I mean, I'm gonna get into some school, right? Even though I was putting my things in on Reddit and they were giving me like 11% chance of getting into UT, you know, 50% chance of getting into U of H. So it was very, very stressful. And I just decided, you know what? Shoot your shot. So this leads me to picking my schools. So I ended up applying to 10 schools total. I started off with 9, and the funniest story, my brother called me and you know, he kind of was checking on me in the schools I applied to, and I listed off the schools, and he said, why didn't you apply to Harvard and Stanford? And I said, well, I'm not applying to a school that did not give me a fee waiver, so why would I waste my money? That's why I didn't apply to Stanford, and it's so cold in Harvard, why would I go there? Again, I've heard of Harvard, I know of Harvard, I didn't know of rank, I didn't know of prestige, I didn't know anything. So I was just thinking, why go to Harvard when I can go to UT and be really, really warm? And he just was not having that, and he thought my excuse was a poor excuse. He actually sent me the money to cover both Harvard's and Stanford's fee waiver, or to cover both Harvard and Stanford fee requirement. And I ended up applying to Harvard but not Stanford, because Stanford required extra essays and I just was not devoting any more time to that. I took the LSAT in July, and I kind of sat on it, kind of doing the application and teaching. And then I remember Thanksgiving was when things kind of kicked in, like you need to actually start sending in your applications. And so I wrote my personal statement. My personal statement was the easiest part of my application. It took me 2 days to write my personal statement and my diversity statement, because I just knew what I wanted to talk about. I wanted to talk about my experience as a teacher, because at that point, at that moment, it was what revealed my soul. If I could describe who I felt like I was as a teacher, being lost, but being in love with being a teacher, and being scared of, you know, holding people's future and intelligence and managing all of that, and not knowing what I was gonna get when I went to work. If I could describe that to someone, they would know who I was as a person on my application. So on December 4th, 2019, I sent in my Emory and Washington University application. And then December 5th, I sent in Columbia and Chicago. December 6th, I sent in UT, which is Texas Law, Vanderbilt and Duke. December 10th, I sent in Michigan and UVA. So if you add that up, that's 9 schools. And when I had the conversation with my brother, it was on December 26th. So on December 26th, I sent in Harvard's application. Said that I applied to UVA on December 10th. On December 11, 2019, so applied December 10, 2019. December 11, 2019, I was in my class room. I got an email and it said, congratulations. And I said, congratulations, what? Congratulations, welcome to UVA. One day, I got into UVA in one day. This is when I realized I'm going to law school. And this cycle might not be the worst thing ever. I just remember thinking, I've gotten into UVA and that's it. Like, that's all I'm gonna get, but I'm going to law school. And then on December 17th, I got accepted into Vanderbilt. This one, I was like, okay, I might pick Vanderbilt over UVA because my sister was the resident at Vanderbilt. We're gonna be together. It's gonna be amazing. And then they also followed up with the presidential scholarships. I remember when I calculated it, I saw that I would probably graduate with about 30K in debt. And I was thinking, sweet deal, you know, UVA didn't give me any money at that point. So, of course, I'm going to Vanderbilt. My sister plus money, I'm going. And then on December 23rd, I was cake testing with my sister. We're sitting in the parking lot and I got a call from Washington University telling me, congratulations, you're in. At this point, I'm thinking, what is going on? And why am I getting into all these schools that I just was not predicted to get into? And then on December 26th, which is 3 days later, I got the Dean Scholarship, which was a full ride and then some stipend to help me with living expenses. So then at this point, I was thinking, I'm going to WashU. I started apartment shopping because what can get better than that? You know, I love my sister, but she's not gonna pay these bills. And it was like 30K versus WashU. So I started looking at WashU. And then things kind of tapered off for a little bit. And then on January 17th, I got accepted into Columbia. When I got into Columbia, it was just more so of a shock than excitement, because I just was thinking like, I don't really like New York. But I mean, at that point, everyone was talking about how, you know, prestige really matters. And I know that you want to go to school for free, but you really need to think about your career and what you want. And this is when these conversations, you know, kind of started happening. And then on January 20th, I got into Emory. Emory, I think, we're accepting people on MLK birthday. January 20th, I also heard back from Michigan. Michigan didn't give me any money at all. And so I immediately turned that one down because, again, I was excited about other opportunities. So, Harvard, I applied to Harvard December 26th, like I said earlier. I went complete on January 6th. I was invited to interview on January 22nd. And I remember when I got the invitation to interview on January 22nd, I looked and I saw that they were gonna accept people on February 11th. And I remember thinking, oh, I'm too close. There's no way I'm gonna make that acceptance cycle. And I remember when I went online to register for the interview, there was only one slot left. It was on January 28th during class time, and I didn't really have any other options, so I just kind of selected it. And it was with the most beautiful soul named Neffin, who is still at admissions. The interview in my classroom, you could see, you know, my pink decorated classroom, and Neffin got on the line, and we just chit-chatted. It was the most easygoing, most amazing conversation that I had ever had. And I just remember thinking, wow, this is amazing. I'm not really nervous. Neffin was a former teacher and we just clicked. It was amazing. And I just remember thinking, even if I don't get in, I can't believe I got an interview at Harvard, you know? And so that was January 28th. And then on February 11th, I was at lunch with my coworker. And I always have my phone on Do Not Disturb. I kind of accidentally checked my phone and I saw a missed call. And I remember saying, hey, do you know what area code this is? We look it up and it says Cambridge. And I remember in my head, you know, oh my God, Harvard is accepting people today. So I'm freaking out. I am calling the number back, and Neffin picks up. And I did not let Neffin finish at all. I started screaming at the top of my lungs because I knew I had gotten in. It was surreal. 22nd, 2020, I was invited to do the online assessment for UT. Of course, my UT, I was so excited. And I did it on January 29, 2020. And then I was accepted on February 5th, 2020. It was like the school that I wanted, but I had gone into so many amazing ones already. So it was just like, you know? And then March 5th, I got into Duke. And at this point I was 9 out of 10. I had already interviewed for Chicago because Chicago's timeline was, I got invited to interview on February 13th. I scheduled the interview to be interviewed on March 2nd. And so when I got into Duke March 5th, I was waiting on Chicago's, and I got a message, an email saying that I had gotten in on March 6th. So March 6th was the end of my cycle, and I got accepted into 10 out of 10 schools. If anyone had told me that, I would have told them that they were lying. But it was the case. I applied to all 10 schools. I applied to Emory, WashU, Columbia, Chicago, UT, Vanderbilt, Duke, Michigan, UVA, and Harvard, and got into every single one of them. And after I got into Chicago, I thought, okay, obviously this is it. And then UVA sent me a message, the Karsh Dillard Scholarship at UVA, which is a very prestigious scholarship that is a full ride, I believe, a full tuition. It's a full tuition. If my family had not put their foot down, I would have probably sat out that cycle. I would have probably taken the LSAT again, not knowing, you know, what I was gonna get, because I was just so hung up on, you know, being perfect first. And I feel like I'm doing it now. You know, I still kind of do it where there will be certain opportunities and I want, you know, to have all my ducks in a row first before I'll apply for anything. And it's just moments like this that make you realize, like, just go for it. But yeah, that's basically my journey. And in this moment of feeling very unproductive and very burned out, I wanted to just reflect on when I was very, very burned out, trying to get here. And now I'm here, you know, kind of doing the same thing again. I am so late. Oh my god, I am so late. I didn't even realize how late I was. I think I'm done though. Just gonna put on my Fenty. You can never ever have too much Fenty. I'm gonna have to call an Uber. And I am done. So that's my journey into Harvard Law School. And I really hope that you guys enjoyed getting ready with me and this little random conversation about getting here, but also a reminder to myself to take the time to enjoy the fact that I'm here so that I have no regrets. So thank you guys so much for tuning in to my channel. I hope you guys enjoyed this conversation and enjoyed hearing about me. And if you would like for me to talk about anything else, let me know. You can leave a comment in the comment section. Please make sure that you like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.